a thing. I think it's easy to understand how team relates to what you do and how team relates to the Joffrey, but even talk about team. You know, people think of architecture as an architect, a singular vision, but I mean, I feel like nothing today gets done by a single person, although I think...
It's never been done by a single
Right,
person.
okay.
It's just been a fantasy. I mean, I think the thing that I've always loved about architecture and the design aspect is the collaboration and pulling from different disciplines to come together who have great ideas and can help build on that, whether it's the young or the old. You know, it really is a critical task, and today it can never be done by one person. If you look at even what's going on in the major buildings, I mean, you could have a team of 40 people easily.
So, I mean, this is a tricky thing because human beings are really crappy at working with each other. You know, we're terrible, right? I mean, like, how many of you out there are like, no, I've got a perfectly functioning team, you know, like, no one does. And so, you know, we have to create, you know, systems that, I just talked to this restaurateur the other day for my podcast, and he's like, I love my employees, and part of my way that I love them is I lock up the liquor cabinet. Like, I don't think they're going to steal from me, but I'm not even going to give them the opportunity. Brilliant advice.
We'll have to make an inadvertent career decision.
Yes, exactly. So if you recognize that people are traditionally bad at working with each other, then you as a business need to put in certain kind of guardrails, and some of those are going to be environmental, like locking the kitchen cabinet, and others are going to be sort of human behavior. So in our case, I mean, this whole idea around yes and, which is the thing everyone knows about improv, it is simply that...
I'm sure everybody knows about it. You want to take 1 second?
Yeah. So the idea in improvisation is if two people are making something out of nothing, you can't accomplish that by saying no, and you can't accomplish that just by saying yes. You have to say yes and, you have to affirm and contribute in order to explore and heighten. And what we know from behavioral science and behavioral economics in particular is that people's default is to either do nothing or say no. That is a human behavior thing. That is, we would rather stay home and chill and watch Netflix than go out. So the concept of yes and, like, you don't even have to mean it. You just have to say it. You don't have to mean it. But by you saying
This
it,
is the parental rule. As long as you listen
Yes.
to my advice, you don't actually have to
Take it.
do anything.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
So that is gives you like I don't care. It's the sort of thing like I don't care that you mean that you have to mean or believe you should be polite. Like just be polite. That's enough. That will get us moving forward. So yes and does that. It's a little nudge that allows people to not say no to the first crazy idea that comes in the room. And then as you begin to master your craft, you recognize that, well, I've got to stop this at a certain point, right? Yeah, absolutely you do. And you sort of learn when to move into that phase of edit or no. But the great thing about yes and, of course, is that once someone's had a bunch of their ideas affirmed and listened to, you kind of don't care when they get thrown away. And I think in successful groups of artists working together this is fascinating, right? They have to have such ego to get on stage. They have to surrender all that ego to get to the final product.
Can you go to Washington, please?
I'm trying.
Go ahead, Ash.
No, I think it's absolutely true. I think you create a culture, and that culture has to allow people to come to the table, and you have to want to listen, because there is no bad idea. It might not work, but there's no bad idea. And I think that if you shut people down and you don't allow that space, then you're killing your creativity.
But listening is for real listening. It's not waiting to talk.
No, it's really to listen.
It's actually listening and taking
digest
it
it and take
Right,
it in,
right.
and even if it doesn't sit well with you, and to actually think about it and go full circle on it will bring you a reward.
Even
I want everybody in the audience to say yes and.
well, it's also the key to innovation. I mean, if you say no, then you're not going to build anything.
Practice it. But, you know, in art and design, yes and is pretty good, because it really adds another dimension to whatever it is that we're doing, and something that people haven't really thought about. So, yeah, I'm all into that.